Oh, man. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, man? First time even talking about this game yesterday here on my channel because, as you know, yesterday was my Jets Media Day event, and it was a heck of a time, and we're going to get into that, of course, but it was a long day at MetLife Stadium. It was a long drive home. I was wet. I was just, cold in the rain, and I'll be honest with you guys, I had no energy left in me to go live or make a video after when I got home last night. I just wanted to just shower, get some warmth on my body, and watch the Bills get smoked by the Ravens. That made me feel a little better. But I wanted to go live this morning, and later today we're going to get Jack on as well to give his thoughts for the official Jets Media podcast. This show is being powered by BetUS, so make sure you guys check out BetUS. We'll hear from them later on. But, man, let's just start it off. Yesterday was a complete disaster. Very embarrassing to allow a Denver Broncos team with the rookie quarterback to come into our house and beat us that way. I got to tip my caps to the Denver Broncos defense because they are for real, bro. That Denver Broncos defense is for real. They are going to give it to teams this season, man. It really, really is. They really are. 100%. I think what the Denver Broncos did to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 weeks ago was no fluke, as you can see. My Roundtable Sports neon sign is kind of glitching out right now. But listen, you saw what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did to the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. They killed them. They put up 30-plus points, and the Broncos went into Tampa Bay 2 weeks ago and shut down that high prolific offense. The Broncos go into MetLife Stadium in a guys, when I talk about the elements, it was atrocious elements. And they shut down this Jets offense, get to Aaron Rodgers 5 times. The penalties were just atrocious. This is on coaching. I'm going to rip into them. I'm going to rip into them. The good news is the New York Jets are not, the season's not over. The sky's not falling. They're still the 5th seed in the AFC. They're 2-2. Things could be a lot worse, especially with the Bills losing. But at the end of the day, that does not make Jets fans feel any better, especially when you are a team that is aspiring to win the division, aspiring to make the playoffs. Those are the games that you have to be able to win if you want to, be able to make a deep playoff run or even make the playoffs, because the schedule is getting harder now. The schedule is getting harder now, man, 100%. And I know what Jets fans are all saying right now. This is on coaching, 100%. We're going to get into it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the like button, everybody. I appreciate you guys. And I also just want to do something really fast, man, because yesterday was a big moment for me, man. It really was a big moment for my career here, what I do. It was the 3rd annual Jets Media event. To all the people that showed up and came to the event, I just want to thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I had just overwhelming porridge of love from you guys at the Gotham City Crew tailgate, the live show. For you guys that were watching, for the live show, I had Gary Vee on, which was not planned. That was surreal. I had so much time to put into it, and it was a heck of a show. And then the hangar was an awesome experience. Being around Jets fans was fantastic. Seeing all you guys, feeling all the love, taking pictures, and then after the game was over, being on the field was just awesome. But I wanted that win, man. And let me just say this. I wanted that win more than just as a Jets fan, right? Obviously, I'm a Jets fan. I'm rooting for the Jets to win. But, for the people that came to the event, man, you guys deserve to experience a win on the field after that game, and it's so frustrating that we're not able to get that W. The elements was atrocious. I apologize. I wish I can be someone that can control the weather, someone that can control the New York Jets performance, but those two things are completely out of my control. But what was in my control was the Gotham City Crew tailgate, was the hangar, and getting onto the field after the game. So very, very successful event, and despite the loss, I'm very, very fortunate, and I'm humbled to have, such a, I don't even know how to put in the words, man. I just having you guys supporting me, I can't even put in the words how much time and energy it takes me to plan these events. And the fact that it's now done and the event is now in the rearview mirror, it's a sigh of relief just from the perspective of everything went smoothly. And I appreciate you guys, man. I really, really do, because I put so much blood, sweat, and tears into planning these events, working with the Jets, working with Gotham City, working with my producers, working with my graphics team, working with my video editing team. Like, I got so many people, like, I am managing to make these events as smooth as possible. And just know, like, I'm not perfect. There's going to be hiccups, and I just really, really hope that you guys had a good time for those of you guys that came. So much love to everybody. All right, much love to everybody. So let's get into this game now. Fighter Jet with a $10 super chat. There are no more excuses. You got the QB and the team still looks unprepared and undisciplined almost every week, every year. Fire Saleh and Hackett now and give Ulbrich the job before the season is a loss forever. The Fighter Jet with a $10 super chat is coming for Saleh's head. Okay, this roundtable sign is concerning me. Relax, roundtable sign. Just going to unplug it. Hopefully that's not going to continue. But Fighter Jet, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I can tell that this is the consensus amongst Jets fans. I feel like what this team has showed yesterday is that this team is undisciplined, man. 100%. We're going to get into that. No doubt about it. Thank you, Fighter Jet, for the super chat. Cannot thank you enough for the love, man. Cannot thank you enough for the love. Thank you. Now, listen. This is how I look at it. I totally understand people are upset with Saleh, but let's be honest with ourselves, and I may ruffle some feathers here. I'm not trying to convince you guys that Saleh is the guy, but firing Saleh is going to do nothing for this team right now. We are trying to win, go to the playoffs, and I promise you, firing Robert Saleh right now, like, let's relax. I am not here telling you guys believe in Saleh. That's not what I'm saying, but we have to keep this team together, and they have to be able to hold each other accountable because Saleh has to make sure this team is disciplined. And the fact that he said that they got to dial back the cadence, I think was taken out of context. He was talking about the operation. He thinks that maybe from a coaching standpoint, from the false start penalties, 5 false start penalties from this offensive line is inexcusable. We did not have any issues in the first 3 games. And I think that what I'm learning, Saleh's saying maybe that we're overcomplicating things. Maybe the players on the offensive line is thinking a little too much what's going to happen post-snap where they get a little antsy pre-snap. So that falls on coaching. He took accountability, and they got to be able to, get back on track. The Denver Broncos defense is legit. Okay? Like, we did not just lose to a bad defense. We did not lose to a bad team. What the Broncos have is, their offense is not good. They have a rookie quarterback who is like net negative at halftime, and we allowed him to have 1 touchdown on a miscommunication. That game was not on the defense at all. This game was strictly on the offense. I'm also looking at the play calling. Where's Braylon Allen? Where's Braylon Allen, man? Listen. And also, where's Breece Hall? Breece Hall is completely a shell of himself this season so far. Yesterday, he had 4 rushing yards. Every time he touched the ball, he lacked explosiveness. Every time Braylon Allen gets the ball, he is killing it. When the Jets got down to the goal line, at the 1-yard line, 1st and goal, they handed the ball off to Breece Hall on 1st down. They handed the ball off to Breece on 2nd down. He gets stuffed on both plays. I'm like, bro, get Braylon Allen in the game. He will lower his shoulder and get in. What happens? They do a play action with Solomon Thomas running a route. What? The Jets just got absolutely killed in the trenches, bro. The Jets got absolutely ran through in the trenches. The Denver Broncos front 7 worked the Jets offensive line. This was the worst game from the New York Jets in the trenches all season, since week 1, if you want to say it like that. And listen, I'll say this too. The elements was trash. I was at the game. I was watching the weather all week leading into the game, and I'm like, oh, we're going to have good weather. Let's go. Jets Media Day. Great weather. What the heck was the weather forecast? I know that, the hurricane impacted it, but, the weather sucked. And that's no excuse because you know who else had to deal with the weather? The Broncos. And the offense was just not able to punch it in. No touchdowns is inexcusable. And the fact that Greg Zuerlein just cannot be the hero, I thought that when Lutz missed that field goal and we're going to get a game-winning field goal from Zuerlein, it was going to work. But that's what it comes down to. Man. There's no excuses here. But I also want to say this. Please, Jets fans, I've noticed our fan base is very, very, what's the word here? I mean, emotional, right? We're all emotional. But when we lose, we think the season's over. When we win, we think we're going to the Super Bowl. So I invite everybody to try to stay even keel. We're 2-2. We're the 5th seed in the AFC right now. The Bills lost last night. All right? I know that the schedule gets tough, and I'm not saying that we should just be like, oh, it's all blue skies, everything's good. That's not what I'm saying here. All right? But we got to hold this team accountable, and let's keep the faith that this team will figure itself out, because I still trust Aaron Rodgers to be this guy, to pull this team together. And I think that having a guy like Aaron Rodgers to hold this team accountable and to play at a standard, it's only going to get better from here, man. Rodgers 100% took a beating yesterday, man. He took a beating. That's one of the better defenses in the NFL. Vance Joseph is an excellent defensive mind. Year 2 with him running that defense, and you saw pressure after pressure. You saw Rodgers trying to adjust to the pressure, wasn't able. You saw sticky coverage downfield. You saw Pat Surtain locking down Garrett Wilson. You saw, no one open down the field. And when the Jets would get a positive play, we have Alan Lazard signaling a first down, and he gets called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Bro, this team has to be disciplined on penalties. 13 penalties is a complete bad look, and it falls right on the coaching staff. So now we have a big test coming up in London against the undefeated Minnesota Vikings with Sam Darnold playing like an MVP. So that's going to be crazy, right? That's going to be crazy. This game was not on Aaron Rodgers. If there's anybody that's blaming Rodgers in this game, come on. Now, was Rodgers perfect? No. Did he make some bad throws? Yes, even he admitted that. And I think the elements had a lot to do with it. Bo Nix was unable to make good throws either, but he made the one throw that won them the game inevitably, which was the touchdown pass, which was a miscommunication on the Jets secondary. The Jets secondary, they changed the play, right? And then half of the secondary was doing one thing, half of the secondary was doing another, which led to that touchdown, which very, very hurt this team, obviously. So I think that, we have to hold this team accountable now. But now we have to make sure that what this Jets team is going to do is this is a wake-up call. We have to win 2 of the next 3 games. We have to win 2 of the next 3 games. That's how I look at it. We have 3 games in a row against winning teams: Vikings, Bills, Steelers. You know what? I'll even add the Patriots. We got to win 3 of the next 4 games. We got to win 2 of the next 3 games, and then easily you got to beat the Patriots. That's no excuse there, right? We got to sweep the Patriots, go up 2-0 in the division. Well, we'll have a Bills game by then. I don't know. This is going to be tough. Hit the like button, everybody. I just really hope that Jets fans are not, thinking the sky's falling, because we thought the sky was falling after the 49ers game. The Jets bounced back and won 2 games in a row. Now everyone thinks the sky's falling, and now we have a big test coming up. All right? The Buffalo Bills just got their ass whooped against their first big test of their season. The Bills did not just get beat last night. They got their teeth kicked in. Just like what the Bills are doing to bad teams. The Bills were kicking the teeth into bad teams like the Jaguars and the Dolphins. And then when they had to go into Baltimore, look what happened. I think people need to realize that one game does not tell you the whole story. We're 4 weeks into the season. The Jets are 2-2. Things could be a lot worse right now. Things could be a lot worse, and it's not. It's not. We cannot look past any of these opponents. Now, I am curious to see the updated standings just to show you guys where exactly the standings are, because the Jets are currently in 5th in the AFC. Listen, it's week 4 of the season. We're not going to look at this and think, oh, look, we're a playoff team, right? But I just want to make sure everyone, and it also hurts when you see the Bills lose like that. You're like, oh my God, if the Jets just figured out a way to win, we'd be in first place. I get it. But look, this is the updated standings right now in the AFC. The New York Jets are 5th, all right? 2-2. It's like a 7-way tie with the Colts, Ravens, Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos. But the Jets are right in the thick of things. Let's not make it seem like we're 1-3. Let's not make it seem like we're 0-4. The Jets have a lot of football left to be played. They got the same record as the Ravens. I know that we haven't played as good of football as the Ravens have, of having back-to-back dominant rushing games. I get all that. But Aaron Rodgers got this team ready to go, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. I think that what we have coming up on these next few weeks is going to tell us all we need to know about this team. And I'm not here trying to sell you guys a false bill of hope. All I'm saying is there's so much football to be played, man. So much football to be played. And that game against the Broncos stinks, but I really got to tip my cap to that Broncos defense, bro. They are serious. Let's not pretend that we just lost to a bad team. Sean Payton, he's a good coach. He outcoached Saleh, even though he did not have a good day himself in Sean Payton with some bad challenge calls. But at the end of the day, man, it's gonna be a good time. Keith, my boy, it's great to finally meet you, Keith. Really do appreciate you. Sucks that we lost. Had a great time at Jets Media Day, though. I was pretty lit. Hey, shout out to Keith and shout out to all the people that came through to Jets Media Day. It was a dream to host you guys. It was a dream to have all the Jets fans come through to the event. It was a lot of fun, man. Keith, you and everybody, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for coming through. Thank you for showing me the love. Being around my subscribers in person is the biggest reason why I even started doing Jets Media Days, right? This was the 3rd annual event, and I remember 3 years ago, I'm like, I want to organize something where I can get my Jets Media subscribers all together and watch a game together, and it all came together. So thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, Keith. B-Mac with the $5. Damn, Richie. Great get-together. It was spectacular. Crap game, crap weather. Better luck next time. Nice meeting you. B-Mac, thank you so much, man. You have no idea how much this means to me, bro. You have no idea how much this means to me to hear this. For all the people that was at the event, I just sent you guys all an email thanking you for coming. And listen, I wish I could control the weather. I wish I could control the Jets' performance, but those two things are just things I can't control. And it sucks because the people that came to Jets Media Day, they deserved to go on the field after the game after a W, not go on the field after a loss. All right? So thank you, B-Mac and Keith and all the people that came to Jets Media Day yesterday. It was a big, big success outside of the obvious weather, outside of the obvious Jets performance. Now, I think it's time to get real quick. Man. Before I get real, just hit the like button, guys, because I'm about to go on a little rant real quick. I'm about to turn on my... I'm about to get real for a sec, man. I'm about to get real. So hit the like button right now before I go in on this Jets team and certain players, okay? Please hit the like button before I go in real quick. Because there's a few players on this football team that I've been hyping up that have not stepped up yet, that have not stepped up to the plate yet, all right? And I'm going to be ripping into them. Now, I'm not selling my stock on them. I'm not saying that they're going to, they're bad players, but I got to call it as it is. Because there's 2 players on this Jets team that is supposed to be the focal point in the core and the main reason why this Jets football team is going to have a dynamic offense. And we haven't seen it yet. And you know who it is? Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Those 2 players I have been hyping up, and I have no regret hyping them up because I watched them in practice. I watched them against teams in joint practice dominate, and I still think that they are going to bounce back. But at this point right now, Garrett Wilson has not proved to be a legit star number 1 receiver. At this point, Breece Hall has not proved to be a star number 1 running back. Okay? I'm keeping it real with you guys. Obviously, you guys know I've been hyping them up and saying that Garrett Wilson's going to be a dynamic superstar receiver this year, and he's not playing like one. Him and Aaron Rodgers are not on the same page. He's going up against number 1 corners, and the number 1 corners are locking him down. Good number 1 receivers can go up against number 1 corners and withstand double teams and still produce. He's not doing that right now. All right? So I still trust the talent. I still trust Garrett Wilson to break out, but as of right now, man, he's not on the same page with Aaron Rodgers, all right? Breece Hall, 4 rushing yards in a game where we needed to run the ball, in a game where you usually dominate against the Broncos. Where were you? Where were you, bro? Unbelievable, man. So those are the 2 players I'm going to call out because everybody around them on offense has been playing better than them. Mike Williams, better. Alan Lazar's playing better. Braylon Allen's playing better. Tyler Conklin. Mike Williams, Lazard, all those players around our two supposed stars of the offense are having better seasons so far, bro. And I'm just keeping it real. Keeping it real. I don't want to, I hold myself accountable with my takes. I know what the takes I put out on the show, and I'm holding myself accountable. King Cat, my boy, bro. We got to be able to beat the teams that score 10 points. Sorry I couldn't join you on the field. Lil man was miserable. I'm not spending any more money on this team until they show me that they can hold up on their end of this team/fan relationship. King Cat, bro. First of all, thank you so much for coming yesterday. If you guys did not know, guys, King Cat pulled up yesterday, and I got to meet King Cat, man. It was a pleasure to meet you, bro. I'm happy that your son was able to come. I'm sorry to hear that little bro was miserable, and I think a lot of that had to do with the weather, of course. I love you, bro. Thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure to host you. Thank you for the $50 super chat. You did not have to send this, my man. King Cat, salute to you, man. Salute to you. I really, really do appreciate you, man. More than you know, King Cat. More than you know. All the people that came to, Jets Media Day yesterday, salute. Salute to the chat. Salute to King Cat. And salute to everybody that pulled up. It was a lot of fun, despite the L and despite the weather. Two things that are not in my control. So everybody give King Cat some dono love. We got King Cat sending in some love. B-Mac, Keith, 3 people that came to the event yesterday. I'm sorry we could not get the dub. I'm sorry. We could not get the dub, man. Another piece of this game that needs to be held accountable, which I think is the reason why we kind of lost in the first place on offense in particular, is the offensive line. The offensive line was tremendous this season. Yesterday was an absolute disgrace. Now, could it be because we had a rookie playing right tackle now? Is Morgan Moses' presence on that offensive line being felt? Is Olu not ready to play? Olu is a left tackle playing right tackle for the Jets. But we had 5 false start penalties. We had no push. I mean, listen, when you look at the tape, every time Breece Hall got the ball, there was players in his face. We did not give him opportunities. I'm not making excuses for Breece, but the offensive line did him no favors. The offensive line needs to be held accountable, right? Aaron Rodgers' cadence is our weapon, and the fact that we can't even utilize it is so frustrating because the New York Jets have a weapon in Aaron Rodgers, being a Hall of Fame quarterback, being able to draw the defense off sides, getting them, on their Achilles heels, but that wasn't the case. The Jets' offensive line failed Aaron Rodgers yesterday, and the Denver Broncos completely dominated that game. Completely dominated that game, bro. Was Rodgers perfect? No, he was not. He got hit 13 times, I believe. Sacked 5 times. That's not going to cut it with a 40-year-old quarterback. I mean, Rodgers still made some ridiculous throws where I'm at the game and he makes a crazy throw across his body and I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. But at the end of the day, man, it wasn't enough. He missed some throws. He made some throws. When he made a big play to Lazard does a freaking gesture which gives him 15 yards. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I also wanted to give some credit real quick. And, it's hard to give credit in a loss, but our Jets defense, they did enough in this game to win. If you hold an offense to 10 points, you got to win that game 100% of the time. 100% of the time, bro. That's what is so infuriating about it, is that this game yesterday gave everybody flashbacks to 2023 Jets. We can all agree with that, right? We all felt like we're watching the 2023 Jets with Zach Wilson all over again. A trash offense with an elite defense. That's what happened yesterday. That sucked, seeing that in person. The Jets defense was legit yesterday. They forced turnovers. They gave up 10 points. Okay? That is enough to win, especially with a Hall of Fame quarterback on the other side. Absolute disgrace that we did not score a touchdown when we got down to the 1-yard line because of that pass interference, bro. It was a lock. All you had to do was give it to Braylon Allen at the 1-yard line. Every freaking fan knows that we have a legit bruiser in the running back position that just lowers his shoulder and gets you positive yards every time he touches the ball, and you don't give it to Braylon Allen once? Instead, listen, I'm not upset with them giving it to Breece Hall on first and second down. But on third down, you call a freaking play action with Solomon Thomas running a route. That broke my brain. Broke my brain. And then on fourth and goal, they go for it, which I agree with. You should definitely go for it and give it to Braylon. What happens? False start. Oh, my God. And not to mention, dude, the start of that game was brutal. We got killed in special teams in the first quarter. The Broncos were dominating us in field position, dominating us. So it just wasn't enough. I think that people need to realize that this Denver Broncos team may be a lot better than people think from a defensive standpoint. Their offense stinks, but they made more plays than us on offense. They scored 10 points. We scored 9. We should have scored a touchdown. Like, I think we lost that game right when we could not score a touchdown in that on that 1 yard line. Like, that was so idiotic that the Jets were not able to score a touchdown in there, bro. Idiotic. It really was. Right when I saw us not score, I'm like, dude, like, I didn't think it was over at that time, but boy, when you get to the 1 yard line because of a freaking pass interference that goes in our favor and you don't score, that is absolutely disgraceful and pathetic. We should be ashamed of ourselves. And now this rant is all about the Jets Broncos. But let's be honest, man, the Buffalo Bills just got their teeth kicked in last night. The New England Patriots, I mean, they got dominated. We all expected that. We got the Miami Dolphins tonight trying to get back on track with a new quarterback against the 0-3 Titans. They have a chance to win and tie with the Jets at 2-2. So now, if the Dolphins win or lose tonight, you know, if they win, we're tied with the Dolphins. If they lose, obviously, we still have a game over them. But let's not pretend that the Jets dug themselves in a giant hole. They didn't. Unfortunately, we had a chance to win a game we're supposed to win, a game where you're favored, and the elements was trash, bro. I can't even describe to you the elements in that game. I was in the stadium. I witnessed the elements all game. No quarterback, Rodgers and Bo Nix, could grip the ball and throw it. I mean, there was people slipping everywhere. It was trash. But unfortunately, the Broncos were the ones to get the dub. Glenn with the $10. Appreciate you, man. I watched this game, and the reason people say this team will not make the playoffs is not the team, but the coaching. It came true yesterday. Undisciplined and play calling is coaching. Yeah, Glenn, I mean, everybody knows, including Jets fans, that this game yesterday was all in the coaching. All in the coaching. It's like so obvious. All right? And I think that the only reason why that some Jets fans, at least me, feels like we could overcome incompetent coaching is just because of Aaron Rodgers. And I know what that sounds like, but it's just a reality that we have somebody that can actually bounce back, somebody that can hold his, like, Aaron Rodgers feels like a coach on the field, right? So that's what I'm going to say. Saleh, absolutely trash yesterday. And the defensive coordinator, Ulbrich, was fantastic. But the fact that Rodgers took a beating the way that he did, getting hit as many times as he did, he got nicked up in the game, that's not what you want to see. You have to be able to, and let me just also say this, Glenn, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. I really appreciate it. I just want to say this real quick. And I know this might get twisted and turned, and people may like disagree with me. It's okay. You guys are not supposed to agree with everything I say, but even the best teams in the league lose games they're supposed to win. Just saying. The Ravens lost to the Raiders. They should have won that game. I'm not making an excuse, but the NFL is weird. Upsets happen everywhere. The Bucs lost to the Broncos. The Bucs are 3-1. Okay? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were 2-0. They hosted the Denver Broncos, and the Denver Broncos came into Tampa Bay and made Baker Mayfield and that offense look atrocious. And then we see what the Bucs just did. They put on a freaking offensive clinic. This Denver Broncos defense is legit, bro. And it's frustrating that the Jets cannot get the W, but even the best teams in the NFL, they lose games that they're supposed to win. It's all about how you handle adversity. This is a big test for the Jets. We're at 500 through 4 games. We have 4 games of a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Now we kind of know what the highs are like. We know what the lows are like, okay? Also, want to say this, and this is also going to probably piss people off. And I'm not comparing Rodgers to this specific player because you can't do that. But I just want to add some context too. It took Tom Brady and the Buccaneers 6 weeks to figure themselves out. 6 weeks, maybe even more, okay? When you have a new quarterback come into a brand new team, it takes a little bit for them to get used to each other. And Tom Brady and the Buccaneers started off very, very slow, and then they got their steam midway through the season, and they carried their momentum into the playoffs, which eventually won them a Super Bowl. Now, am I saying that history is going to repeat itself and that Rodgers is Tom Brady and the Jets are the Buccaneers? Absolutely not. But I'm just saying, when you have a brand new quarterback with a brand new team trying to get everybody on the same page, it takes time. I said in the offseason, I expect this offense to struggle early and get their momentum later on in the season, and I stand by that. Luckily, we had flashes of really good offense against the Patriots in week 3, flashes against the Titans. You know, yesterday was not a good showing on offense, but at the end of the day, it takes time to figure itself out. We're 4 weeks into the season. We have 2 wins and 2 losses. The sky is not falling. We had one devastating injury in Jermaine Johnson, and we're, for the most part, healthy. We have one unfortunate injury to right tackle, but he's going to come back. It takes time to get on the same page, and I'm at least optimistic that they'll figure it out. Now, we got a big test, of course, these next 3 games. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to, man, for me. Peculiar with a $5. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it, man. As always, you're always very supportive, and all the super chats means a lot. I'm not patient with the head coach anymore. Discipline and prep are fundamental to his job, and those are his recurring weak points. Congrats on Jets Media Day. Thank you, man. I appreciate the congratulations. It was a big success yesterday. This really does mean a lot to me, man. It really, really does. So much work went into that event, and it was stressful, to say the least. But I agree. I am not here to sell you guys on Saleh because he has to prove me that he's the guy. He hasn't proved that to even me yet, bro. He hasn't even proved that to me yet. All right? So I think that what the Jets got to do is just absolutely open up this accountability. And another thing about Saleh that I know, that I've learned about him, is that he's not going to hold his team and players accountable on, like, in the press conferences and on the sideline, but he's going to do it behind closed doors. And that's the thing that kind of drives Jets fans insane, is that we don't see him holding his players accountable, and whatever he's doing, it's not working. I'm not trying to convince you guys that Saleh is the man for the job, because he has not proven it. He's not proven it. And it's frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. Jets fans have every right to be upset right now. Every right. Every single right. And I'm holding this team accountable. This fan base is going to hold this team accountable. And let's hope our freaking coach can hold his team accountable. Alex comes in, who is a Broncos fan. As a Broncos fan, I say y'all should have won the game. In my opinion, the penalties made a difference. Yeah, the penalties lost us the game, 100%. And also, us not scoring a freaking touchdown to 1 yard line. First and goal, Alex, from the 1, and we didn't score. Salute to your defense, bro. Man, the Broncos defense might be the best in the league. I mean, like, one of the best. Vance Joseph is legit. And they got players. People forget what they did to Tampa Bay. Frustrating. Congrats, Alex. Much respect to you. I appreciate you coming on. It's just so infuriating. Now, I'm very curious to see the updated odds for BetUS Sportsbook, to see the division odds. Now, obviously, the Jets losing is not going to help us out, but the New York Jets right now, plus 260 to win the division. The Bills are the favorite at minus 225. Guys, what's your level of optimism? Do you have any hope of the Jets winning the division? Does the Bills' loss yesterday make you feel any better, or are you like, nah, the Jets are not good. We can't even beat the Bills in 2 weeks? Let me know your thoughts. If you guys want to sign up for BetUS, folks, you guys can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. That's promo code YouTube150. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring Jets Media today and all season long. Big time shout out to BetUS. So you see the odds on your screen, guys. The Dolphins are at plus 800. The Jets are at plus 260. I think that it's going to be a tough task to win this division, no doubt. but it's still up for grabs. If the Jets want to win the division, they got to win on Monday night in 2 weeks, that's for sure. I'll be there for the roundtable event. The Jets got to win that game. But at the end of the day, the Jets have a chance to bounce back next week in London to make a statement. Won't be easy at all. But shout out to BetUS, of course, for sponsoring the show all season long. It's so freaking annoying that the Jets lost, man. Especially when Greg Zuerlein had a chance to be the hero. Greg, you were so good last year. Please do not become a shell of yourself and start being ass. I know a 50-yard field goal is a lot to ask in the weather that you were in, but hit that field goal, bro. And I know that Rodgers in the offense probably should have gave him a better chance, and we didn't. That Broncos defense shut him down, man. Richie Fresh with the $5. Thank you, man. Morning, Richie. Was going to troll until we got some reflecting to do for both of our teams. This is sports, man. TD's going to be crazy. Have a good week, bro. Well, Richie Fresh, I think we can both agree that let's go Titans tonight. If the Titans win tonight and the whole AFC East loses, we're going to feel good. We're going to feel good, right? As a division. We're going to feel better as a division. It's ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous. Appreciate the super chat, Richie. I really, really do, man. I really, really do. Greg might be cooked. I'm not going to lie. Whenever Greg Zuerlein is on the field kicking a field goal, I don't feel confident anymore. I hate that. I don't feel confident in my special teams unit anymore. Irv Charles as well. What are you doing with the penalties? That's another boneheaded... Bro, I watched that live, bro. Irv Charles almost committed murder. Why are you hitting the guy 5 seconds before the ball even touches him? Totally undisciplined. That's the second bad penalty by Irv Charles. He had a great block punt early in the season, but outside of that, he's got to be better. We got a tough sled. And the fact that adversity is striking this team this early on, we got to be able to bounce back, man. The Sam Darnold-led Minnesota Vikings. The one thing about the Vikings that's really concerning me is this. I think that we are going to go up against the coach of the year. If there's anybody that has my early vote for coach of the year, it's Kevin O'Connell. And we have a coach that seems incompetent right now. I can't tell you I'm confident going into London. I'm not. I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you guys. Not that confident. Especially going up against Kevin O'Connell, who's becoming my favorite coach in the NFL. Brian Flores as well is another guy that's on the other side of that team that's dominating, forcing Jordan Love into multiple turnovers. But hopefully Sam Darnold just relapses into the Sam that played for the Jets on Sunday. That's how I look at it. I don't want to hold out hope for that, but I hope that happens. Jessica Davis, thank you so much, Jessica, for this $20. You did not have to do this. Very, very generous of you, Jessica. Hey, Richie, we had a great time yesterday. Despite the loss in the weather, it was a great day. Your mom and Bella are so sweet. Jessica, it was a pleasure to meet you. Absolute pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for coming, Jessica. Bella actually told me, about what you spoke to her about, and I just want to say my condolence goes to you, Jessica. Thank you so much for coming. I know that game meant a lot to you. I got a little emotional, actually, when Bella informed me. And Bella loves you. I love you. Thank you so much for supporting me. My condolence goes to you and your family. And, thank you so much for coming. I know that game meant a lot to you. And thank you for supporting me. That's all, thank you so much, Jessica. You and everybody that came yesterday, it was, surreal. It's like an overwhelming feeling to have all you guys come yesterday. It was overwhelmingly good. And then the Jets sucked, and then the weather sucked, which didn't help. Two things I cannot keep on my side. Two things I'm not able to keep on my side. Come on, Jets. You couldn't win on Jets. And now we're 1-2 for Jets Media Day. The first Jets Media Day event was a blowout, by the way. Now everyone's like, oh, Richie, every time you do an event, the Jets lose. No, they don't, okay? We're 1-2. First event was the blowout over the Dolphins 2 years ago, 40-17. It was a perfectly sunny day. It was excellent. And then season 2 rather, was last year against the Patriots. Damn. It's so frustrating, man. It really is. Jets fans, we have every right to be upset. I know. Thank you, guys. Thank you, man. I'm so frustrated. Yeah, can we talk about Kevin? I'm very happy you just brought this up. Can we talk about the 2 players that actually showed up on the offense? It was Mike Williams and Braylon Allen. Those are the only 2. Mike Williams is starting to get hot. Lazard looked decent too, besides the freaking boneheaded penalty, which is a bogus call, by the way. And Braylon Allen is a freaking dog. Those are the only 2 players that deserve some love on offense, in my opinion. Only 2. The only 2. Also, where's Malachi Corley? I mean, he's not even getting on the field. Why are we running go routes to Xavier Gibson? It's just so frustrating. Garrett Wilson, where are you? Breece Hall, where are you? The good news is, guys, is this right here. This is the only good news I can provide. For the people that think the season's over, it ain't. It ain't over. It ain't over. 5th seed in the AFC. Let's go. I'm not coping. I'm just providing what's real. My boy James. James, it was a pleasure to watch the game with you, man. It really was. I chilled with Jessica yesterday. Both lost our parents. Amazing to meet her. Shout out to you and Jack. Richie Day was awesome besides being soaked. James, much love to you, bro. Much love. To you and Jessica. Woo! I know my condolences goes out to you, James, and Jessica. I'm not trying not to get emotional, but this is bigger than football, you know? What you guys had to go through. So, much love to you and Jessica, man. Condolences. And the fact that you guys came, despite what's going on, this is bigger than football. Woo! I really... My condolences goes out to your family, man. That's all I'm trying to say, man. You guys, that's a lot. It's bigger than football. Losing a parent like that, no one deserves to go through it, but it's just a part of life, and I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming yesterday, man. The fact that I could somewhat provide some type of positive light in a moment in your life where obviously it's not a good time in your family with, you know, a loss of a loved one, it warms my heart. James and Jessica, still thinking of you guys. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get emotional, but it means a lot because I'm close to my family too. I know how it feels. Richie Fresh with the $5. Not talking trash, but how's your confidence that you can beat the Bills coming home after that travel and tough Vikings team? That travel crap is a real thing. I got to see how we match up against the Vikings before I talk about that Bills game, Richie. 100%. I can't even think about that Bills game yet, Richie. But I appreciate the $5. I gotta get through the Vikings first. I gotta get through the Vikings before I think about the Bills. All right, but I will say the Jets have a 2-game winning streak over the Bills at MetLife, so that's the only thing I can live off of. All right. Edgar, who was there yesterday. Richie, thank my friends. I had a great time. I hope you liked the tequila shot. Yeah, thank you, Edgar. Warm me up with that tequila shot before the game. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate all the people that came to Jets Media Day, including Mutt Viles. Jets Media Day was a lot of fun. The game was pathetic. Can't play like that. Have to come out against the Vikings swinging. Absolutely. Thank you for coming, man. That game yesterday was Zach Wilson-esque. Defense played great. Offense. Yeah, I blame Zach Wilson, bro. He was in the stadium. His stank came through. His stank came through. You know what? Zach Wilson is the reason we lost. It's a joke. Oh, man. Do not get off the bus yet. I ain't getting off the bus, Barney. You know me. You know me. Oh, boy. This is, I wish we could be celebrating Victory Monday. Just as much as anybody else. Just as much as anybody else, man. I really do wish. Braylon Allen not getting the ball on the 1-yard line is downright stupid. That's one of the most idiotic things. I was screaming at the coaching staff to put him in the game, and they weren't doing it. I would have had Garrett in the slot, Lazard and Williams outside, back corner, throw for touchdown or PI. We couldn't score the 1-yard line. Yeah, Kevin, it was just pathetic. Pathetic, man. Absolute pathetic. Come on now. I would relax on this take. I mean, what is this? What is that? Bullshit. Listen, man, this is where we really get a good idea of what this team's made of. This is where we get a good idea of what this team is made of. We get a good idea of how they handle adversity, how they handle, like, the whole world is going to be talking about that loss. And, bro, that Denver Broncos defense is legit. So is ours. But they were the one that made the last play. And we knew we weren't. We weren't. We had one bad drive on defense that completely ruined the game. Hot take, trade Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. Who says no? Nah, we want to trade for Devontae to pair him up with Garrett Wilson, Barney. That's how I look at it. I want to trade for Devontae to pair him up with Garrett, not trade Garrett away. I'm not giving up on Garrett, bro. I don't know about you guys. Yes, is he starting off slow? Absolutely. I held him accountable. I say no to that. We trade Devontae to pair him up with him, not to get him away. Man up now and go beat the Vikings and Bills. If the Jets go and beat the Vikings and Bills and we're 4-2, we're back up. That was crazy. Braylon should have been there. Facts, bro. Richie, I would have some place for Corley, at least a tush push or something. Yeah, man. Where's Corley at? Is Greg the leg? Is Greg not the leg anymore? People are wondering. That's a great question. Is Greg not the leg anymore? Greg, what happened to the leg, bro? It's true. Receivers not looking back for the ball. Receivers running the wrong routes. Breece Hall's cutting in. Rodgers throwing it outside. I mean, Garrett Wilson's running a deep post when he's supposed to be cutting in. Breece Hall's dropping a pass. This team failed Rodgers yesterday. 100%. Aaron Rodgers, said in the press conference that we got to hold this team accountable. The cadence is a weapon, and we can't start being penalized on the offensive line. The good thing is, the one thing I will say about the false start issues on the offensive line is that yesterday was the only game where it was an issue. If this was an issue every single game of the season, I'd be a little bit more concerned. I think that could be an outlier. At least I'm being a little hopeful here. But the 5 false start penalties should be an outlier because we, as a offense, did not deal with that in week 1, week 2, or week 3. And it all just came. Maybe the weather was an issue. Maybe the Denver Broncos defense was in the Jets offensive line's heads. I don't know what the issue was. But let's hope that was an outlier, man. I don't blame Greg for the loss, though. No, I don't blame him for the loss, but you got to hit that field goal. You got to be clutch. You got to be clutch. You got to hit that. I don't care about the weather, bro. Like, you 50 yards. If you are going to be a top-tier kicker that we all hold them to a standard, you got to hit that. Great tailgate. Thank you, Sean. I'm glad you had a good time at the tailgate. I wish this kicker made the... me too, Lissell. Me freaking too. Will McDonald not lining up right. Yeah, so Will McDonald got chipped a lot. He was lined up off sides a lot. They were double, triple teaming Quinnen Williams. The Broncos' offensive line absolutely had a game plan for our pass rush, and they won. They won. That plain and simple, man. What's up, brother? Man, it's coping day. It's not Victory Monday. It's coping Monday. It's, I don't know. Hit the like button. I don't know what to call this day. I don't know what to call this day. If it's not Victory Monday, what is it? Losing Monday? I don't know. I appreciate you guys tuning in, though. It's always fun to go live and talk some ball. Can we get to at least 100 likes, guys? We're at 93. I think we can at least get to 100 likes. That would be cool. Let's at least get this up to 100 likes. At least get up to 100 likes. That would be fun. Smash the like button, guys. Let's keep the hope, baby. We're going to hold this team accountable. We're going to rip into them, and then we're going to move on. And we got a big game in London. Big game starting at 9:30 a.m. We're going to be back doing the live watch party. And then after that, we're going to be at Monday Night Football, MetLife Stadium for the Roundtable event. Oh, God, that's going to be crazy. Unbelievable. You know, in a day like today, you can't ask for more. And a shout out to the people that's already got their Manta Sleep Mask, but this could be your chance to go get your Manta Sleep Mask because I needed my Manta Sleep Mask after that loss last night. I got home from the game and I took a hot shower. I watched the Bills get plummeted by the Ravens. And boy, when I put that Manta Sleep Mask on, it just removed me from all issues in my life. If you guys want to get your 10% off with your Manta Sleep Mask products, you guys can use the promo code JETS. Definitely go check them out, folks. A proud sponsor of this channel. Manta Sleep is a I'm very fortunate to be partnered up with them because ever since they came into my life, it's changed the game. Right? It's changed it. So if you guys want to get your 10% off of your Manta Sleep Mask, I use the Pro Mask. It's my favorite one to get. It really helps out with your sleep. It helps out with turning out the lights. Even if you're trying to sleep in a little bit and there's a lot of light in your room, definitely go check out Manta Sleep, guys. They are a phenomenal product, and you guys can get a 10% discount by using my code JETS. So shout out to Manta Sleep, as always. Jets Media next year. Oh, you know it, man. We're going back next year. You know we are. Fourth year. Fourth year in a row next year. Come on now. We're going to win next year, bro. We're going to win next year. I cannot believe we lost on Jets Media Day. I remember when the schedule came out and I I picked the date for Jets Media Day. I'm like, bro, if there's one game to win in this season, please be against the Broncos for my event. Not even for me, but for you guys that went. Couldn't come through. Thanks for being here, Richie. Alex, of course, always here for you guys. Richie, do you see any scenario where Saleh gets fired in season? No, unless we just start literally, like if we're like 3-7 or things just go south. But I think people need to realize that the owners are invested in Saleh and the Rodgers pairing. Like that, those two guys are linked at the hips. Right? They're linked. I don't see it. I'm not defending Saleh. I'm not saying that he's a good coach, but I'm just saying it from the perspective of will the Jets actually fire him? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Keith, any tickets left for the Roundtable event? So, Keith, we are sold out, but there is an option for the event, right? The Gotham City crew, they actually have the hangar week 6. We are going to be in section 316. and those tickets are sold out. But Keith, if you want to come to the game and you want to go back to the hangar, you can be with the Gotham City crew in the hangar. You can come through to the tailgate party. You can come through to all the things, but you just won't be seated with us during the game. You'll be with the Gotham City crew in the hangar. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to come, Keith. But the tickets to sit with the roundtable group is sold out. That part of the event is sold out. We don't have any more tickets left. I could reach out. You know what? Let me do that. Let me see if there's options for tickets. I'm going to reach out to my ticket salesperson to see if there's any more tickets. But as of right now, that's the motion. So, Keith, let me know if you're interested. I'll let you know. Yeah. So, ridiculous. Richie, I'm upset with the loss, but I'm happy the players didn't get injured. Yeah, that's great. Fighter Jet with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate another $10 super chat. Thank you. In 2022, we had 5 rain games. 2023, we had 4. 1 rain game this year. I have season tickets and get soaked, and weather kills us more than it helps. We need to make a new stadium with a dome or put a dome on MetLife. I couldn't agree more. The fact that the rain ruined everything yesterday. I don't want to sound like, oh, we lost because of the rain. But, bro, it's brutal. We have a 1 o'clock game. Why can't we watch a beautiful sunny day? I hate it. I hate that. Thank you so much, Fighter Jet. I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. You started off the show with a $10 super chat, and it seems like you're going to end the show with a $10 super chat. I appreciate you, Fighter Jet. Big time. Big time. Let's go. I mean, you have every right to come on here and troll, but Bo Nix did not outplay Rodgers, bro. The Broncos defense outplayed our defense, if you want to look at it like that. The Broncos coach outcoached our coach, right? But this is just, that's not the reality of it. That game was on coaching. That game is strictly on coaching. They looked unprepared, lack of discipline, not taking advantage of opportunities that was handed to us, like the 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. That completely broke my brain. When I saw them on 3rd and goal do a play action and had Solomon Thomas run a route, I don't know. I don't know, man. The weather did not do us any favors. But at the end of the day, the Jets cannot take advantage of a team that came into our house that we were favored to win by a touchdown, and we lose by 1 freaking point. 1 point, man. Inexcusable loss. Absolute inexcusable, unacceptable. The coaching staff is on notice, and they got to bounce back, man. And now they got an opportunity to go up into London, going up against, arguably, in my opinion, the front runner for Coach of the Year in Kevin O'Connell and his coaching staff. You feel me? I mean, Kevin O'Connell, for me, he has my early vote for Coach of the Year. And now that's who we have to go up against. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm scared of the Vikings. I am. I mean, they're freaking 4-0. They look unstoppable. They really do. Tony's in the chat. Fire Mr. Clean. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the super chat, Tony. Truly thankful in the chat, man. He got what he wanted. Damn, Richie, I just hope now that everyone would be more humbled. Yeah, man, this is a humbling experience for the AFC East division. We'll see, of course, if what happens tonight. But, yeah, truly, listen, man. I was celebrating that Jets win over the Patriots because I freaking hate the Patriots, and it felt good to dominate them, bro. Right? But listen, the Jets coaching staff is an issue, and they got to figure themselves out. This is a humbling moment for us fans. It's a humbling moment for the Jets organization. Right? And luckily, you know who got humbled? Dan Mitchell, man. Because he was not only predicting the Bills to win, which he has a right, by the way, to pick his Bills over the Ravens, but he was predicting a massacre. I'm like, bro, you are predicting the Bills to go into Baltimore and dominate them? That's ridiculous. So, yeah. Guys, that's going to wrap up the show here. I got to eat some breakfast. I did not eat yet. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Shout out to everybody that came to the event yesterday. It was a big success despite the loss, despite the weather. Thank you for everybody that came through. Gary V came on, which was wild. So I appreciate you guys big time. I love you guys. I mean, you guys make me wake up every day with a smile. I really, really do. So thank you all so much for the love. Thank you, everybody that showed love to the live show yesterday. I can't even put into words how much time and effort that put into the event yesterday, and the fact that it went as smoothly as it possibly could. It was really, really good, man. It was really, really good. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Salute to everybody in the chat. You're still my guy, and you guys will survive this. And yes, Dan was definitely humbled. Yeah, man. So is us Jets. So is us Jets. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I appreciate you guys big time. We're going to be live later today on Bleacher Report at 2 p.m. And then, of course, the Huddle at 3. And then the AFC East Roundtable will be live for AFC SmackDown at 6 p.m. for recapping the 3 L's in the AFC East and then previewing the Miami game later tonight. That's on the Autograph app, so definitely go check it out. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Much love, much love, much love. Big shout out to BetUS one last time for sponsoring today's show. Go get your 150% bonus on your first deposit, folks, all the way up to $2,000 using promo code YouTube150. Big time shout out to them. I love you guys. See you next time. I'm out.